you know, does a good job, but he's abrasive unnecessarily at work. You know, he'll just say insulting stuff to you all day, and he'll say, "Oh, you guys are so soft, you can't take it." No, well, you're so soft, dude, because you don't want anybody saying fuck to you, like fuck that, or fuck, you know. He doesn't want anybody saying the F word to him. Or this one time, this one guy called him ma'am, you know, like a woman, like saying yes ma'am to him, trying to be funny, like you know, insinuating that he's a chick, you know, because he's in a position of authority. So there's one time, or it happened more than once, I think. There's a lot of guys at work who like to insinuate that each other are girls, like they call each other she, or refer to the other guy as a she, trying to insult the other guy, but sort of a subtle insult that is insinuating that the guy is you know, female. It's like calling him a pussy or something, I guess. I'm not into that myself. I don't refer to guys as women. I don't find it to be all that cute. It's not offensive to me. It's just silly. You know what I mean? It's not, I mean, it ain't funny. So I wouldn't do it because, you know, whenever I make a joke about someone, I'd like it to be funny and not just annoying. You know what I'm saying? That's just annoying when someone calls you a she or something, you know, subtle insult to my manhood. But in any case, so this guy I work with was he is not a boss, but he's in a position of authority, like a shipping clerk, which, you know, he's got people under him. He has to tell them what needs to be done as far as in the shipping department with, you know, loading trucks, you know, taking stuff off the line and where to put it and things of that nature. So he was telling one of the guys on the crew what to do, and then the guy said yes ma'am to him. And he got all bent out of shape. The guy got all bent out of shape about it being called ma'am, but yet and still he has no problem with just insulting people and just being unnecessarily, you know, mean spirited towards them. And then he'll just say you're soft if you can't take it. Oh, you're just the softy. Be like, no, man, you're you got a double standard going on there, buddy. You play the Christian card if somebody insults you. I'm a Christian, don't talk to me like that. But you can sit there and insult people all day. Which, for whatever reason, this guy just as of late decides that he wants to ride me. And he's not my boss. I don't have to answer to the guy. I'm not even in the shipping department, actually. I work with the guys, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden, this guy's just on me. Doesn't know, has no experience with my job, actually. You know, doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to my job, but thinks he does, you know what I'm saying? But now I see what these guys mean, because I thought it was all racially motivated at first, but now I see that that's not true. That's unfortunate, you know, because I seen these guys trying to, they don't like the guy, so they try to make him look bad, which they were able to do when he first took the job, but they can't do it anymore because the guy knows the job. He knows it, so that ain't gonna work for them trying to make him look bad in that way. But guy's abrasive and doesn't need to be. And He's alienating himself, basically, from the rest of the crew, which is unfortunate because like I said, the guy's not a bad guy. Just, who knows, got this tough attitude. This is his attitude I get a lot from, usually not from Christians, but from guys who are thugs, who are, trying to look tough in front of everybody else. Or maybe they are, tough on the inside. So that's how they come off to everyone else. But, this is a working environment, just not necessary. But anyway, we're going to go for another break. This is the last one. Short break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
And now, without further ado, the man we've all been waiting for, T-Jam-D. Welcome back to the show.
Show. I always wanted to say show at the end of that whenever she says that. T-Jam-D, welcome back to the show. I always felt like saying show because it sounded a little bit like there's a reverb in there. You know what I'm saying? That sound effect. When I hit the wrong sound effect at first. Anyway, you hear that laughter. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. But anyway, before I went to break, I was talking about a coworker who has an abrasive personality, and I was just wanting to expound it on any of the 3 listeners that we have on this podcast. And this would be a good time for me to, if I was doing it live, to put the phone number out there and see what the audience thinks. So that's a good topic for another show. And when we do go live, which that's all in the works of my planning, right now I just do these shows, record them, and then post them online for you to listen to whenever you feel like it. But when we do go live, which more than likely will not happen until I have a co-host, because I'm the host of the show, and I really would love someone to bounce things off of, and see what they think. Have someone else's opinion in here instead of just rambling on about my own thoughts on this microphone to you guys who are listening. So anyway, sometimes I'll share some personal tidbits of information, or try to squeeze in a joke or two. It's not all going to be stories of things that are in the news, but mostly on this podcast I am going to talk mostly about whatever's happening in the world, and specifically here in the U.S., because I am in the U.S. So whatever's going on in our lives as Americans, although anybody's welcome to listen to this podcast, I don't personally see why anybody outside this country would care about it, because like I said, mostly 99% of the stuff I'm talking about is stuff that's happening right here in the U.S. So why anybody would although there has been some instances, I can track who's listening to this podcast after the fact. I can go and look up the stats. There has been some people from the United Kingdom, but like I say, anybody's free to listen to it, but I don't know why they would. But it's from a different country. Maybe some people are just interested in different stuff like that. But anyway, I digress. Moving on. This is something that I found out today that was interesting, kind of weird. That the LA Lakers, champions of the world, of the NBA world in basketball, professionals, received some COVID money from the government. I said, really? The Lakers got COVID money? Ain't that crazy? You can't be serious. The Lakers? Did the Dodgers get some COVID money too? I mean, the Lakers. Did all NBA teams get COVID money? Why the Lakers? Probably because they paying big money to LeBron and Anthony Davis, or they felt like they needed some COVID money. I guess all the major companies were eligible if they got a lot of employees. All these sports teams have a lot of employees. It's not just the players and the coach. But I was surprised to hear that the Lakers got applied for, relief money from the government, because they were still playing basketball in the pandemic. Actually, they stopped playing, and then they went back to playing. And that was mentioned today on news that I was watching on CNN. So that report came from CNN. Actually, they mentioned a bunch of companies that got money from the stimulus package, and the Lakers would just happen. I was like, the Lakers? Oh my God! Everybody's begging the government for money. Really, in a stimulus package, in my opinion, that money should only go to, citizens, average citizens, not rich people. Okay, because these major corporations, they don't have to give away the money. They don't have to share it with the people who work there. They don't want to. A lot of them did. Gave a little bonus or something to the workers with the stimulus money. Some of them used it for people going out. People testing positive for COVID would still get paid 8 hours a day of whatever their regular hourly wage is. They would still get at that for 10 days. That's 5 days a week. So 10 days. Well, that's what some people use their money that they got from the stimulus. Some companies used it that way. Some companies gave bonuses. Some companies did not, and that's the part that I don't like. That some companies just kept the money. They applied, for money, for relief from COVID, and they didn't use that money for the employees. They just kept it all to management. Some companies they used all of it for their employees. Like, they didn't lay anybody off. They just kept paying them, even though they didn't have much for them to do, because some companies shut down because they weren't considered essential, so they shut down. Some companies stayed open. They got that stimulus money, and then they just used that to pay their employees, which is probably a good thing to do. But I was surprised to see that the Lakers had gotten money from the government. That's what was reported on CNN anyway. I don't know how true it is, but it was on CNN. That's where most people get their news, from CNN. That's also something that they said on CNN, so I'll take their word for it, that most people get their news from CNN. My Buckeyes were back playing. This weekend they played, had a game against Michigan State. won that 50